Hello and welcome to this tutorial video where we're going to look at how to import your data into the new RayStudio 3 analysis. And so before you get there, the first thing you're going to need to do is to be able to actually download the software itself. So what I've done is I've put in the description box below a location where you can actually download the new AIM RayStudio 3 beta software, which contains the analysis section. Once you've done that, you'll find this tab. Now that'll probably be in your start menu or anywhere, but if you click on this nice gold icon, you'll notice that it loads up quite a familiar look to anyone who's used to using RayStudio 3, but there's a few variables here that I want to quickly run through before we get into the import. The first is that you notice that there is a user login section and an account. In order to be able to use the RayStudio 3 beta software, which has the analysis, you'll need to create an account. Now this allows you to be able to send feedback to AIM, to be able to update them on any of the issues that are happening with the software, and so it's well worth using because you won't actually be able to use the software without this login. Again, there'll be a description below to be able to how to set that up, but it's pretty straightforward. The second thing that you'll notice that's on here is that there is a new button that's here. This is the analysis tab. And this is where you'll go to be able to analyze your data within the RayStudio 3 software itself. But before you do that, the one thing I'd also recommend is making sure that you click on this button here to ensure that you've got the latest version of RayStudio 3 uploaded, and so you can see that I have. You may also notice that I actually don't have any of the new firmwares downloaded in this particular software. That's because I still use the official released RayStudio 3 for all of my day-to-day management of my devices. I'm only using the beta version to do analysis, and so no need to download all of these. It is important to caveat that having the beta will not mess with any of the existing softwares that you have from AIM. So we're going to move on then to looking at import of your data. And again, before we get to this particular tab, the next thing is to be able to identify what data you want to import. Now I have a lot of files, and so I just wanted to be able to pick on a few which would allow me to be able to understand what's happening and analyze and really test the beta software. So what I did was I went to my RayStudio 2 analysis, which is where we do most of our analysis today, and I just picked a few sessions that I wanted and I clicked on export. Those created data files that I could then decide where I wanted to house those for the beta software to be able to import. What I actually did is, if you go to File Explorer, I created a folder called RayStudio 3 Beta folder, where in here I throw in all sorts of information, the files. I also put in SmartyCam files, everything that I need to be able to really assess the new software and be able to see how it works. Now what you could do is, as we go into the import, you can just tell the software itself to be able to go to where you always house your data, and if you happen to use the beta software to import data, it'll also do that automatically for you if you used it every day. Now I don't, and as I said, I use the RayStudio 3 official version that's been launched and that we use every day, and so I just wanted a few files, so this is what I've done. So to be able to use that, we need to go back to the RayStudio 3 beta, and up here we've got this tab. Now if I click on analysis, you'll notice that this new page appears. This is the analysis part of it, and in other videos we're going to look at how to navigate these pages. Before we get there though, we need data in here, so what we're going to do is click up here and click on import, and you can click on either import the files. Now you may only have a few and import them, or you can import a folder, which is what I did. So you can go here, pick on your RayStudio 3 beta folder, and if I select that, which I'll do in a minute, it's going to run through a series of messages that will tell you how the import's actually happening. It's actually going to tell me that a lot of these files are already in the database, but you should see nice little indicators of whether your data has been imported, and if it hasn't been imported, it will give you a message. So if I click there, you'll see this message that comes up. It'll also tell me that all this information, 26 of these files are already in the database. There's a couple that have been correctly imported, and we're good to go. So that's how to get the data into the system. Now, again, it's up to you which files you use, where you house those files. I just wanted to be able to understand how to use and understand the software, and I didn't want hundreds of sessions to work through. I just wanted a selection, and you can see as we get into the dashboard itself, you can see that I have some that go all the way back to 2012 to some that happened just last week, and be able to look through that in different areas and see how well the software handles old files as well as new files. So that's the first of the videos. Hopefully this is useful to you. Please give it a thumbs up and stay tuned for the next video, which will talk more about how to navigate this actual dashboard. So thanks so much for watching.